My name is Nicholas Nolin, and my story begins in 2014 when I first moved to the United States. As a political science student, I've always been interested in learning about politics and government, so when I first moved here, I decided to volunteer on a political campaign. And one morning, I went into the office, and my task for the day was to call people throughout the city and notify them about an upcoming event the candidate was going to take part in. And so I received a list of people that had voted for him in the last election, and I would call them and notify them. And so as I was looking through the names, it was in New York City, so there was Italian names, names from really all over the world. And I'd go through and I'd call them one by one, and I flipped over the page and I saw a very Canadian sounding name. So being a Canadian, I was excited and I was looking forward to speaking to someone that maybe I'd be able to connect with. So I called the phone number on the list, and a woman picked up the phone, and I was expecting a man. So I said, "Excuse me, may I speak to Jean?" And she said, "Who?" And I thought perhaps this time I'll call the person by the last name. So I said, "Is Mr. Richard there?" And she said, very rudely, "You're looking to speak to me. My name is Jean Richard. If you can't pronounce my name, don't call me," and hung up the phone. And I was quite surprised because in my country, this is a very popular man's name and it's pronounced Jean Richard. So I didn't know to call her Jean Richard. And I felt embarrassed because everyone else had heard the conversation and that I couldn't pronounce her name. And it made me feel very vulnerable because I knew even though I might look like an American, one mispronunciation will kind of give me away. And yeah, I felt very vulnerable. And for the Seattle Globalist, I'm Nicholas Nolin.